Okay, on this demo, I'm just going to continue on with the Parping 2.1. Where were we at last time? I forget. Okay, who are the players? So we say who are the players, and then it prints out the players are Aragon and Bilbo. So now we're going to make it print out fancier things dependent on the feelings of the user. So if the user likes them, it'll say a different thing than if not. So I'll just make a, what am I doing? Making a copy of this so I can just checkpoint the work. So the code will match up to the video. Okay, so we'll start again. So let's add some kind of feeling thing in here. Sentiments, I guess. Map a player to how whoever's using the computer feels about them. So player 1, we like player 1, and player 2, neutral. So now let's go use them somewhere. So we'll create some more generators that check what the feelings of the user are toward the person as part of the selector. So this one will just be whatever. If the user likes the person. Where is it? Okay, so that's the context we're running in that generator. So we know that field's set to the ID, so we can use that. So use the ID to get the sentiment, and then just check if it's like, and then if it's like, we'll have it print out like Aragon of eyes blue. Yeah, so pull the color out of the eye property. That's what we'll say if we like the person or the player. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so now we'll make one for neutral. So if it's neutral, we'll just say their name with no other embellishments. Let's give it a run. Ran the wrong one, run the right one. Yeah. What do I got? It did not work. It looks like it didn't when it ran that context, it didn't do the right one. So what's wrong here? Oh, I forgot to pull in the parameter. It's passed in, so I have to say I want to use it. Now let's try. Ugh. There, so it ran. So we liked Aragon, so it says Aragon of eyes blue, and we're neutral with Bilbo, so we said and Bilbo. Nothing fancy, so that all makes sense. So it's kind of cool. It can generate different output depending on the context you give it, which is up here. Let's add another one for hate. Then we can run through the full range of emotions. Sorry, yeah, so we'll just say the jerk, whatever. Oh, the hated. We'll say the hated. Let's do that. Let's give that a run, see if it's going to generate different output. What do we got? Yep, Aragon advised blue and they hated Bilbo. Okay, so that's kind of cool. Oh, okay, so let's define another sentence. The user can say, I like Bilbo, but we'll use the player concept type, and then I'll show you how to map the word Bilbo to an instance of the player concept. So we'll just use that. So now we have to define the operator. So player concept and I and will be operators that with no args, and the like is we'll make that an infix one. So now I've marked all the operators. Then just mark what the parameters are by enclosing the operators with parentheses. So player is one operand, and I is the other operand. So now we know that like is the operator, and then just scope that whole thing so we know it's complete. And that defines the operators and does some other stuff for the neural nets. Yeah, I'll just leave it like is the word and also the operator ID. You use a bar notation if you want to separate them. Oh, yeah, so I forgot to define these, so I didn't define the bridges. Who is like I, and to be is or like is an infix operator like to be. So what do we do? I'll just do whatever. Who and the stuff after is operator. That's the keyword. There's an after and a before keyword. Let's run that. See what we get. Oh, I didn't. I should have. Sorry, I wanted to run the new sentence or use the new definition. So let's change the sentence to use the right sentence. I like Bull Bill. Oh, then that reminds me, I forgot to show you how to define the map Bilbo to concept. So the easiest way to do that is just to copy what I did in the demo thing on the website. So let's find a word that looks like that. Oh, in the words thing, if there's a space at the start of the word, that means it's a regular expression. Otherwise, it's just a string. Because this is JSON. This goes through the Python as JSON, so I couldn't do any fancy stuff. Anyway, so let's just pick speed. That's like a word that maps to an instance of a concept, like speed is a kind of property of a tank or whatever this was. So we'll go define Bilbo. I want to do this because then I can like shove Bilbo's ID in the word, and then I don't have to do anything fancy, like any weirdo word lookup or anything. So we'll define the word Bilbo. That's going to be type player concept. The ID is the marker ID, which is the marker is the operator. And yeah, so I'll just set the player ID in here so I have it when I'm in the, where am I going to be in? In the generator. The English, we don't need that, so let's just get rid of that. Yep, so let's do Aragon. So Aragon's player one. If you change words, it doesn't force a recompile in the neural nets on the server side. Let's give that a run and see what the output looks like. There, so we got Bilbo and we got player two in the context for the who in the like context. So that's going to help us do the lookup in the sentiments array. Sentimental, what was the array? Whatever. All right, let's just look at run so you can see it applied like an infix operator. So it has the same behavior, picks an operator, so it selected I, and then I is the first operator, ran that, got level 1 of I, then the next one it picked was the player 2, ran that, then it did the like, so you can see it's applied the bridge and pulled it all together. I'm not gonna bother making the generated sentence look nice. I'll do it later. But it has the stuff we want. So now we can go back to the the generator. Oh no, we're using semantics. What do we? Oh, like. So we can go to the semantics. Sorry, I said generator before. We can use the semantics to, when we see the like context, go and update who the player's sentiments in the global array. So what we'll do, we get a like, so we're just going to go update the sentiments array. So we know in the context we have the who. The who has the what is it again? Yeah, so then we'll just set it to like. Or that junk. Give it a run. I want to see this. I think this was printing out wrong, so let's fix it. It's printing out the wrong thing, so yeah. Okay, now we can see the global objects after you run the semantics. So it didn't work. It looks like it, yeah, it didn't update correctly. So it's got undefined set to like, whereas we wanted, what was it, Bilbo? Player 2 set to 1. So something's wrong in our semantics. So let's go look at that. Yeah, but we had the right ID. Okay, so it wasn't garbage in, garbage out. It was the algorithm is garbage. And it had good input and good output. Well, bad output. So it should have been, what should it be? Context.id. Oh, who. Yeah, sorry. It should have been who. And then who was an array. And then get the ID out of that. So I just did the wrong access. Is that it? Who is an array and a property. Okay, yeah. This should be good to go. Unless I have a syntax error. Wow, speak of the devil. Syntax error. Oh, the array thing. Or the lookup thing. The thing. Okay. Oh, yeah. So there went. So now we have player 1 started out, I like Bilbo. Oh, sorry, it was player 2. Bilbo was a neutral. And then when we ran I like Bilbo, it did the update through the semantics to turn it from, or was it hate? Whatever it was. It changed. So now let's fire a couple cents at it. I like Bilbo. Who are the players? So this will be cool because the who are the players is now going to have a different way of displaying because the global context will have been updated. So you'd expect it to be like and hate, but it's going to be like and like because we said I like Bilbo just before we ran who are the players. Yeah, so now they're both printed out as like. Aragorn of eyes blue and Bilbo was eyes brown. Because the previous sentence was, I like Bilbo. Oh, that's kind of cool. I'm not fixing the generator for that. I like it's you just do this the generated thing like we did before. This is way cooler than doing that. Let me think. Let's try this. Hate. There. So it's neutral and hate. Okay, so let's see what we got going here. So we'll do here are the players, and it should print neutral and hate. And then we'll do I like Bilbo. So then it should print neutral and like. And then it should, for the last one, it should do like and like. I'll give her a go. Fire that into the hopper, boys. Let's see what comes out of her. Oh, this is, let's see. What was it? Neutral and hate, neutral and like, like and like. Well, that worked out pretty cool. Anyway, so I'll just leave it there. Yeah, I'll have another video in the future with more parping.